podcast/talk show tonight about
A lot of MMOs have that, a flag or something like that.
You have to aim in this MMORPG, especially in PvP.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 11th installment of A Whole New World podcast. You see this, guys? This is an interesting timing. This freaking stink bug just landed on my mic right when I was about to turn it on. I was like, ah! But without further ado, let's introduce our guest for this evening.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Austin was picking his nose, dude. You missed it.
Yeah, I
you
know.
got me.
Oh man,
You got me.
We got a new friend, guys. A new guest on the show. This is Stinky. Oh, whoa. Okay, well, he
Ooh,
decided
get that off your microphone, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
it just attacked you.
It did not want to be. It didn't want to. It got stage fright. Guys,
Great.
we're back again with another installment, and I will introduce my guest. Returning from right before the preview kicked off, right above me, we've got Austin LCG.
Hello.
And
Super excited about this.
to his left and everyone else's right, we've got the Baby King. I'm still getting this wrong, aren't I?
No, the Baby King's
Oh,
right, dude.
all right. The Baby King, Mr. DT Pap Pap. Say hello,
Sup,
dude.
Bubba's.
Just up. Guys,
Big sup.
big sub. Tonight's episode is going to be probably filled with laughter and a little less scripted, even though we got quite a few questions for tonight, but hopefully it's going to be some good recap is what I'm thinking. We're going to have some moments, because honestly, a lot of us had moments separate of one another, even though we played a lot together. There's probably a lot of things that happened that a lot of us didn't see happen that hopefully, I know I've got a video that Zephyr finished today, guys, that I haven't seen yet. So I'm actually going to be watching it first time with you guys, which I'm kind of nervous and excited about at the same time, because I don't know what's in it. So I don't know what Zephyr's cooked up. And I like her videos of my channel, so I expect it to be good, but I also expect me to make a fool of myself, because that's usually what those videos.
It's not good content unless you're making a fool of yourself.
Honestly, that's kind of how my channel goes. Like, it's not good content.
That's how. That's how everybody goes, man. If they aren't getting ripped apart by chat, it's not good.
Yep.
This is, you know what? I kind of agree with him. So before we get to that, boys, really quick, I would like actually to read this letter that I didn't even realize, didn't hear about it until later that night. This came out this past Thursday, so the day before the final day of the preview. They actually gave us a letter the day of the preview, which I read. I don't know. I probably read that like a week into the preview, and then I found out on September 3rd that they gave us this. So I'm gonna read this because there's some cute screenshots in this too. I like this one. This is top of Merkard Keep.
I love those.
I love that I can actually talk about where this stuff is. Like the amount of the amount of weight off my chest right now that I can actually say I know where this is, I know where that is. I don't know where that is. But I love it. And this is kind of cool. There's some clips in here we'll show you from some other channels, some moments. This dude has almost 200,000 followers on Twitch. This grandpa gaming grandpa. I followed him.
Oh yeah.
With the headshot.
Gaming grandpa.
This dude with the hatchet, man. This is a popular clip right now around Twitch. So we're gonna read that really quick, and then I'm gonna before I show my video, if you guys have anything you want to show, we can kick it off to you guys and just send me a link in the Discord channel we are all in right now. Because if you've got any specific clips, you're like, man, I really want to show this.
I sent you by far my best clip.
Oh, you did? Good. I'm excited.
My best
Yeah,
clip
actually,
ever.
I don't have any clips.
Wow.
I mean, I was usually playing with one of you guys when I was playing. So
That's true. So it's probably on somebody else's channel. There's probably
Exactly.
a clip of Pat on someone else. This is true. So let's read this really quick. This says I think this is this straight from Scott Lane? It might be. The other one was. No, this one says New World Team. The other one's straight from Scott Lane, the head lead designer. As preview comes to an end, we are in awe of the support, encouragement, and excitement you have shown for New World. We went into preview eager and nervous to share our development progress and invite all of you who have supported us on this journey to experience the tournament firsthand. We were humbled by the response that preview received, which was pretty insane, by the way. They were top of Twitch for like 2 days. They were above 300 for the first day they were above 300,000 viewers.
Crazy.
We didn't expect so many content creators to get behind us and drive New World to the top on Twitch during the first few days of the preview. We were also blown away by the levels of support shown on social media and all the awesome content we have seen across all channels. A lot of tweeting went down. The high volume and quality of feedback we've received from dedicated and thoughtful players has inspired and motivated us to work even harder for you to make New World as good as it can be. And I believe them when they say that. As I was saying, this is actually a clip, for those of you who don't know, there's an area in the game called Shattered Mountain. It's basically the current endgame content in the game. It's the highest level zone. And at the top of that, there's a couple bosses. There's one in a church, and then there's one right here. You can't actually... It's actually an arena. You have to enter it with a key, and I don't know where you get the key. It's from somewhere in the area. And they're all in front of it. I've been to that exact spot on the very last day of Alpha. When the Alpha was closing, me and Commander A's, who's level 60 because I had no idea what he was doing, we got a group of like 20 people together, all different levels. Several low levels died on the way up, and we climbed all the way to that spot, which was pretty cool.
It is a very corrupted zone.
It is.
You get those corrupted ticks a lot.
It's, dude, if you don't have enough corruption resistance, it's impossible. You have to have corruption elixirs or you won't make it. Like, you just won't. I don't remember how I made it the first time, if I'm being honest. I don't know how I made it.
I just went full Constitution and ran up there.
See, I didn't do that. When I went up, I was completely damage spec'd, and either way, it's pretty cool, because it's all dark and corrupted. The entire area is just mega dangerous. And I have some screenshots of my own from that when we got up there. There was like 460s that led us up there. I have no idea where that is. This is in front of some keep, probably Everfall. And I don't know what that is. There are great things ahead of New World and our team. And for you, we will continue development, now armed with a vast amount of feedback, suggestions, and data. We plan to focus on adding more mid and end game content, but also features that are just fun. I wonder what they mean when they say features that are just fun. Can I get some fishing? Can I get some fishing?
Oh, stop it. Don't.
What?
Don't tease me with that. Don't tease me with it, Jafar.
Bro, I don't have to tease you. If they don't add fishing to a game on an island where there's water everywhere, I don't know what to tell you. They've just missed the ball on that one.
And there is some things that require fish later on.
There's already some cooking with fish, and I mean, now you just kind of find it. And I know I know that there's like certain plants like squash and like cabbage you can literally pick up from the farms in the rows. So I'm like, fishing makes sense. So things that are just fun. So I hope, honestly, fishing, and I hope some sort of like PvP driven fun. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying? In particular, and they actually give us some vision. Okay, this is kind of a big deal. They're like, this is what we're thinking, because obviously they're listening to us. I think they listen to us a lot. In particular, we are working toward adding more in the areas of game modes. I'm not sure what that means. I hope PvP. Landmass, which means they're going to grow the map, which I know is now out on a particular website that I will not name because I will not partake in these leaks.
Yeah, I think I read it somewhere too.
I think I read it somewhere. Yeah.
Did you guys? So you've seen this? You've seen that the map's been leaked? Wow. That's I guess I'm just
someone might have sent me some.
Oh, okay. We are excited. I don't know who that could have been. We are excited to share our vision for New World. Oh wait, I didn't read all that. In particular, we are working toward adding more in the areas of game modes, landmass, AI variety, additional weapon types. Thank you. Let's get those other weapons in the game. We know you have them, AGS.
Spears.
We know you have them.
Spears.
So bad. Quest variety, which is basically what everyone was talking about during the preview. It was like, can we get some different quests? That'd be great. And more. We're excited to share our vision for New World with you, and we'll continue pushing in this direction until we feel we have the right amount of content and polish for the great launch our players deserve. These guys just stated our bar is this high. Like, we just have that level of standard for a game that we consider launchable. Because a lot of people are like, this game's like playable now. Right, but as you can see, people got to endgame content in 10 days. Like, they need more stuff. It's simple as that. And that's honestly kind of the best feedback you can get is you need more stuff. Your game is really good and we want to play it. Like, you know what I mean? That sounds like a good problem to have, is that people want to play more. Looking ahead, we will be launching our next wave of testing in November. So they've already talked, they already put it out there. Next alpha test will be in November. AGS. If you're looking for more testers, man, I am willing to sacrifice my time to be in the alpha again. I know. I
don't know if it's that much of a sacrifice to be able to play an awesome game. But
no one asked you, Austin.
I think us three. You're right.
Go, you can. Oh yeah.
Us
three. Oh, bye, Austin. Okay. Us three would love to be in the next alpha. This will be your chance to continue helping us test and develop New World. We will work very hard to keep everyone informed on our progress and improvements we make as we head towards launch. And I hope they do, because they didn't for a while and then they started to. Stay tuned to newworld.com and Play New World social media for a detailed announcement on how to sign up to participate in future tests. Please continue to post your experiences and content from the preview using hashtag #NewWorldPreview on our social channels, and if you would like to partner with us, creator program applications will be ongoing, so be sure to sign up here. Guys, go sign up to the creator program. I already have, and I know Austin has. I don't know if Pat did. We had an absolute blast. No? Okay, go to the... It's at the top of the page. We had an absolute... Okay, then you did. We had an absolute blaster in the preview, and may have stayed up a little too late a few days this week watching all the amazing Twitch streams. We've picked a few of our favorites to share with you below. Enjoy. So I actually want to watch these. There's a couple clips. I've seen these clips already. This one's really great. My one criticism is he basically uses the same words over and over in this rap, but this is still spicy. This is still spicy goodness. It's probably going to lag. I might have to go to his page, or it'll lag. Probably. Let's just do it. Let's just get it out of the way.
Do it.
Just do it. Do it. I don't think they're swearing in any of these. I hope not. I don't remember. This is called Sub Beat. Someone just subbed.
Swear words don't exist. This is a New World.
I'm gonna die.
It's mother-flipping
Oh,
go.
yeah, that's... Oh my gosh. That scared the heck out of me. Yeah, it's not... It's lagging. Hold on. I might have to go even down to 480, because, you know... My computer's that old. There we go.
I'm gonna die.
This dude.
Okay, let's go. Yo, chat everybody up in this place. Understand that Play New World coming in with the dangos.
Have you seen this?
They coming in, making me go, oh no. They coming in with that love.
It's hard to watch the other stuff.
Thank you so much for the love. Everybody, let's go, bruh. Yo, thank you so much, Play New World, for the love. Coming in, spreading the love to everyone.
What is this?
What the heck? They be coming in good.
So this dude raps to all his
cool.
raps to all his new subs, which I have to admit is probably the best sub notification I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not kidding. I've seen some good ones.
I
One's
wish
amazing.
I could do the same. I wish I was capable of
His
that.
voice is so rappy, it's ridiculous. That almost sounded wrong. It sounds so like a rapper that I don't know. It's perfect. It's perfect. You should have podcasted immediately after the preview ended. Thought about it, but I'm not that organized.
I'm not that
I'm just good one. Oh boy! All right, this next one, I'm pretty. So this is what's his name? Not Towley. This is this Towley?
Soda Poppin'?
Thank you, Soda Poppin'. This is Soda Poppin'. I'm pretty sure he just walks up to a stranger that just logged in and pretends to be an NPC voiceover. I think that's what's happening in this clip. Like, he's just talking to a guy in, like, straight up RP status. And I think, like, let's see.
This is your first quest. Welcome to New World. Before you lies a great adventure. An adventure that only the likes of you can handle.
What is this?
But I don't know if you're ready to handle it. To get started on your quest into New
The bug
World,
is
I
gone.
need your pants.
What?
I need
This is your-
pants.
What is this? The stink bug has now landed on my monitor. He's getting he's trying to take a closer look at my Firefox. So that was interesting. I'm not sure if that's what happened. If he was just like, YOLO, here's somebody in the game. I pretend to be an NPC. Act like a real time by following. The
Yeah, I
game
think the game with the proximity chat is something that
is awesome.
at the start of Twitch, at the start of BRs, at the start of a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
proximity chat is so wholesome at times and so toxic like the other 60-75%.
Some of Susie's oldest clips is where
Yeah.
you're.
Some of the coolest moments on Twitch and in gaming can happen with proximity chat.
He's right. Like, no joke.
Agreed.
Now,
Agreed.
this next one comes from Smashly.
I don't know that name.
Smashly is she's a Twitch streamer, relatively big one, and oh my gosh, she's just climbing up my monitor. And this is a PvP moment, and I know exactly what this is. This is in Everfall. It's that,
Let's go.
I don't know who that is in the background.
Where are you going, dude?
Who's this?
You better run.
Anyway.
You better run.
Is that Smashly's
Smash, the
voice?
quest is for me to get
where you going? Where are you going? Get wrecked.
Oh yeah, I know where this is.
Oh, get wrecked, dude.
This is like the first PvP combat that I've faced in the game was this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Over
When
and
we
over
quested
again,
over
and
here,
I loved it.
what was the name of this tower? It starts with an A. This is an ancient area in Everfall. It's like the first quest that no matter what zone you started in, by like level 10, you got a quest here. It was part of the
Your goal is just to use a musket or a staff to tag everything.
to try to tag as much as you
Yeah.
can, because
the quest has you like tag like 30 of them.
the amount
you're
of
like-
people that congregated in this tower was ridiculous. Because
It was so much fun. It was like
Yeah.
the PvP tower. Like
It
everyone
was.
was flagged when I went there, and it was
If-
just constant battling.
because
Loved
there
it.
was some quests you had to do for your faction missions to choose a faction, and then the moment people were done, they had more quests here. So like everyone that had just had a faction, like anyone between levels 11 and 15, were here for quests, and like most of them were flagged. So like nothing was getting done, but like all the lobies are trying to get quests done, and all these like we're all technically lobies at this point, but some of us were like level 8, and then there's these like level 12 and 13s that are just all PvPing. It was nuts. And then you had to come back.
I loved it.
You had to come back after you got your faction, and it was the same exact mosh pit of a situation. That was a lot of fun because that was the first place that it really got hectic in the game. Besides, of course, the starting zone. The starting zone was out of control.
Yes, gaming grandpa, bring him to me.
Yes. So for those of you who haven't seen this clip yet, this dude's already big on Twitch, but I think this clip made him huge because I think he surprised himself with this headshot. And then he gets like a really cool item after that. So if you haven't seen Gaming Grandpa yet, guys, this dude almost 200,000 followers on Twitch. The name of the clip is literally
Gaming grandpa.
the clip was made by Play New World. Actually, it was made by their official channel. So they were watching him when this moment happened. I wonder if all these are made by them. So he's actually live right now. It's Grandpa Gaming. Not Gaming Grandpa. Sorry. It's Grandpa Gaming. My apologies. Wow.
Yeah, gaming grandpa though.
So
We'll give it to him.
So this is a moment he had that was pretty dope. Just watch this shot.
Oh.
Is this a one shot? Boom.
Oh, right in the head. Did you see that?
It wasn't a one shot. I thought he killed him on the headshot.
That was a headshot. Oh my!
That
Look
was-
at this. Reveler's coat. Let's see what this does. Reveler's coat.
I love
Reveler's
the
coat.
hatchet.
That wasn't very exciting, I'll be honest.
I thought he got the kill with the headshot.
Yeah.
I'm misremembering the clip. But you hear his friend in Discord with him just like screaming and grunting. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it was on
grandpa.
an NPC as well. Like at first I thought it was versus a PvP
This
player.
is true, Deadpool. I can
And I
only
also
wish.
thought it was like a musket shot, like 1,000 yards away or something.
Wait, you haven't seen this clip? I mean, here's the thing. It's a have you used the hatchet, throw hatchet? It's hard to land shots from far away. There's
It
so
is,
much
but
arc in the throw. The piece
I
of gear he
expect
got wasn't
more
even as
from
good as the.
gaming grandpa.
It's Grandpa Gaming.
Gaming grandpa.
He expects a lot from grandpas.
He's got high expectations. You know what? That's fine, I guess. It is what it is. I thought
Yeah,
it was
my
pretty
pop's
cool.
the best, dude. If they aren't, operating on the same level as my pop, I'm not interested. Gaming grandpa, he's up there.
Wants to be
But
like
that clip was a little lackluster.
You're disappointed? I mean, I thought the headshot was great, but I thought it was for a kill, which would have been pretty dope.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
have you seen this guy play Modern Warfare? Apparently, he's like really good sniper.
I kind of wanted his like teeth to fall out. He was so excited, but that didn't happen.
No.
You know, like
oh, the
that didn't.
oh, the humanity.
And you know, you can hear like
We
someone
went
in the
there.
background. It's like another grandpa making grandpa noise. You know, like
Ah! Just like that.
you're like he's like, you know, like yeah, like whatever it is. Your grandpa's at Thanksgiving, and he's sitting on the couch watching football, and he's like, that's what I heard in the background of that clip.
That was actually the dying NPC.
I had to
Oh.
go back and listen to it.
Oh. And then they finish with we sincerely want to thank everyone for your support. It will definitely make New World a better game. See you in a tournament again soon. Not soon enough, AGS. Not soon enough. Just not soon enough. So that was interesting. So that was the letter from them. They gave us a bit of a promise of what to expect, and I've heard from the grapevine that they expect to have this stuff, these things, these features, in the November test. Now, as someone who was in the alpha and on the alpha forums, I do remember them talking about certain things and timelines and stuff and vision they had so long down the road, and that sounds about right with a lot of the things they said. I'm not going to say what they are because under NDA, but obviously the original vision was we'll release this thing in August, and it's going to have a lot of content roll out over the next 3 to 6 months in this area, this area, this area. And so, well, if it had launched in August, 3 months later it would have been November. So, and I expect a lot of us expected a lot of new stuff to come out by the end of the year if they'd actually launched the game, but they instead were like, we're not happy with this much. So I think that's pretty great. I think that's pretty dope.
I love everything that they're saying they're wanting to add. The one
Ditto.
thing that I somewhat disagreed with was increasing the land mass at launch. Like I thought the land mass was fine. If they increase the land mass, I think there would be a need for mounts to be in game, which is another hot button topic. With
Well, of
everything.
course, of course.
But I think they could probably. It would be really cool. And again, I know this isn't something that everyone fully supports this game, but Fortnite does an amazing job with their events.
Mhm.
And I think that it'd be really cool to do something like that inside of this game for the land mass to increase. Something to happen, something to kind of like, and that could be rolled out 3 weeks in, or even like 2 months after the initial launch of, okay, here's this increased land mass, seeing how the factions after they've leveled to try to combat and take over the new land,
Mhm.
and then release mounts and those sort of things. But that was one thing I thought the land mass was fine. I didn't mind the walking and traveling. I think any bigger, I think I would have found myself being a little upset with how big it was and how far I had to travel. But
I would, I can understand why they want to increase it, and I think they will want to increase it because I think there's a large gap between players, and we saw that very evidently in the
Yeah.
alpha. Between, you know, like example would be like there's people that are always starting World of Warcraft every day. So the same thing's happening with New World. There's going to be always people starting, and you're not going to want to hang out in those zones the majority of the time
Right.
unless you're like recruiting for your guild or company or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Like there's a certain amount of like I'm better than that, you know, like I don't want to hang out in that zone. And I think only having those like 2 or 3 zones up top for like really that like the challenging stuff, I think that might be a little underwhelming. And I think especially when you start hitting 30 to 40, that range, I found myself going between 2 spots.
A couple of
It
zones,
was-
yeah.
Yeah, it was like Restless Shore
And
and
Weaver's Fen.
Morning and Weaver's Fen and sometimes Morningdale, but it was too far away. So I was
Morningdale's
like,
also
nah.
higher level. It's 40s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so like
Yep.
Restless Shore and Weaver's Fen, like so it just came down to like, okay, if I'm not trading, if I'm not talking to people, if I'm not trying to help people level,
Mhm.
I feel like I'm stuck in about 2 zones really.
Yep.
And I think WoW has that model. You know, you level through zones.
Right. Not anymore.
And-
Soon it's not
Not
going to be that
anymore.
way.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think New World could kind of break that mold, especially with the possible new questing ideas. But I think having multiple spots and expanding the map. So I think that'd be really cool.
I agree. I agree. And that'll be an interesting topic because I've also heard the take really quick, Austin, before we watch your videos. If the landmass grows, player density will decrease. So, like, what are they going to do for limits? And I'll be honest, the player density was pretty great during the alpha. Or, no, it's not during the alpha.
I
during
thought
the
it. Yeah,
test.
I thought it was pretty populated. I didn't. There are very few times where there wasn't someone near me.
Like, there were people everywhere. So, I think they actually have a bit of wiggle room to grow and still have a solid player density. But here's the thing.
Yeah, and that was just alpha.
Yeah. Well, no, not even... That's an alpha state of the game.
Preview. It was just
In
a preview.
reality, who says they don't just... If they have more landmass, why don't they just increase server size over time? Like, as people begin to start playing New World, because now you're not going to get all the players at once. As the new people play New World over the next 6, 10, a year, whatever, like, you can just make your servers bigger. They can. It's not like they can't. And so, if they're starting the servers at, like, 2,000, 2,500, or whatever it is, I don't know, they haven't announced it officially, there's a lot of room for growth before their servers can't handle it anymore. Larger server caps, exactly, larger server caps for more area. And they have so much room to work with, because their server technology is probably better than any game servers we've played on. Like, that's just reality. They
Much
probably
better than
really
Blizzard's.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just a quick note when we get to those videos.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I did not have any lag when there were a lot of people near me.
Mm-hmm. My lag was my computer. That was it.
I
It was
think
not
sometimes
server.
in the wars it got a little laggy every once in a while.
Probably spells.
In classic WoW or retail, if you put 100 people,
it's so bad.
The game just breaks. It falls apart. So
it's
the fact
so
that
bad.
New World did it pretty well, that's pretty darn impressive.
Mm-hmm. I caught lag when I went to the like leveling area in Morningdale where there was like 100 people just casting meteor shower in one spot.
Oh, that sounds about right.
That was probably a bit laggy when you were doing the AoE grind.
Yeah, the AoE grind, which was miserable.
But that was probably your PC. That was actually probably your PC rendering. That's just
that
optimization.
was more trying to. Yeah, I turned down all the settings, all that. But what I do, like, I'm hoping that with where it says more game modes and things like that, that there's ways to do more instance-based content, is what I'm hoping for with the moving forward.
And we will get to things we're hoping for in a few minutes, right, guys?
Okay, you're right. Well, that was just a taste of one of the things that I'm thinking about. So we'll keep moving on.
So this is a really popular clip I've seen, and I every time this happens to me, this is like what plays in my head. Like, you kind of encompassed the feeling we all get from when this happens to us. Now, I don't know why the quality is as low it is, but
it's Twitter. Twitter's video API is crap.
Okay, so this is a little bug that happens in the game. It only happens just right every once in a while, and when it happens, this song plays in my head. I can't. I'm so glad someone did this. Like, I'm so glad, because there's so many opportunities for it to happen.
Yep. Every single time I just let that play out, I would cue up music and just dance with it. I don't think this is a bug. I think it's a feature, to be honest. It's not a bug in the game. It's something that
It's not a bug. It's not a bug. It's literally just you're hitting a certain position just right.
And for some reason, it just makes him dance.
I love it. What I'm disappointed in...
I really hated it, I'll be honest.
You really hated that. There were times where it bothered me, I'll be honest. There's times.
I shaking my whole monitor, like 27 inches and right in my eyes. And like, it was... Sometimes I'd get it really fast, too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
there's
like,
different frequencies. Different frequencies. I gotta give you one criticism. That bass drop was weak. I was so ready for, like, and then, like, I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought something was coming.
I'll queue up another song. That was just what I had available on my stream deck at the time.
Okay, I feel that. That was cute. That was cute. I enjoyed that tweet. All right, guys, we are gonna watch. Do you have anything for us, Pat, before we watch this video? Guys, I have a video.
I mean, yeah, but it's the stuff we're gonna talk about later. So.
Oh, okay. This is my video that has been up on my channel for only a few hours, and I haven't seen it yet. It's probably not even live. It's probably not live. Maybe I shouldn't do this on stream. Don't want people seeing my channel stuff. I probably should have had this ready, but
possibly
Pro streamer over here just can't you just can't expect that much from moi. All right, let's see here. Videos. Boom. So this is actually a surprise. This is called the New World Preview Overview. Oh, I see what you did there. That was clever. That's clever. I'm actually gonna make it live after this. Link. Alrighty then. Boom. I'm gonna close this because my computer can't handle all these things happening at once. Pro streamer, you know it, Bel Toro. Bro, I have it all under control. Alright, this is the first time I'm watching this video, guys, so bear with me. I'm nervous. We're gonna make it a little smaller so it's not awful content. Oh, not. It is time. It is August 25th. It is the day. You like my mask, bro? I can make it talk too. Oh no. My nose is crooked. Ladies and gentlemen, it is. There's my daughter. The day many of us have been waiting for.
Yeah, we watch the preview.
Watch the introduction. Randomized. No. It didn't even give me an introduction. Didn't even give me one. That's good. It did not give me the intro video. I don't know why. I got a faux hawk and I'm red haired. I look good. I don't know about you, but I look good. Look at that. Look at that mohawk.
Dude, that introduction and how to attack. That's
Yeah. Dude, remember the guys? Guys, that's him. That's the guy we were just on the boat with. They're kind of messing up, dude. He's on something. He's on some kind of something, bro. He is on some kind of. That's you, Pepe. Don't do drugs, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure that's you. He's got a fiery sword. Oh, I forgot I have my ability. Oh, did you see that, Dodge? Spoiler alerts, he's the first and final boss of the game, at least currently constructed. Alright, Captain Thorpe. He's at the top of Merkgard Keep, in a church. I don't know why, but he's in a church. Like, what is this guy on? I don't know, I'm having a blast. I just needed to drop a gem! Drop a gem! Oh, that was horrible. Dude, the gem's not dropping. I was stuck in that area farming for that gem for about a half hour. Because tagging mobs was so horrible at that moment because they were so spread out. Plenty of them, but they were so far apart from each other. Unless you were using a musket, which I wasn't using at the time. At least I don't think I was. You were struggle bussing. That's me imitating the death of one of them. I need 7,500 gold. Everyone start giving me gold. I need 7,500. I have 1,100. Everyone this is when I was asking you for gold, Pep. Typing send gold. Why not? You don't want to declare war?
No smile.
That's how they do it.
This is why you're not the head governor.
Oh, dude, I remember that.
That's what it's been. I saw Boots and Cats earlier. This guy's name is Oots in our company, and it literally is meant to be Oots. Oh wow, my horrible accuracy. What are these shots?
Nice, dude.
What
I
are
love
these
this. This is my favorite part.
What are these? Are they? They probably PvP. We PvP'd over here for like 3 hours. That dude's almost dead. 17 to the right is literally like.
This is a fun spot.
Were you with us? Jumping up. He's right here. We were PvPing for
I don't know
like.
if I was with you this time, but.
We literally took forever to do these PvP quests because all we did was PvP the entire time we were there. He's down above us. I'm using that life staff. No, what am I doing? This is the first organized PvP I've ever done, sorta. You can't even see my eyes. Oh, he juked my thing right at the last second. I'm just gonna do the rest of the show like this. Dude, go after the 23 if we have to. He's tank spec though. What's funny? We got one down. Don't worry about the down. Go after the
You
big
with
guy.
your hat.
That's the Nick Merckx camera angle right there.
Dude, Soul Saint's going hard. Being compared to Soul Saint's going hard. Me being compared to Nick Merckx, I'll take it. I got the guy on the ground. I'm dealing with this guy up here. I love Soul Saint. Oh no, I just got pushed off the edge. I love Soul Saint. Oh, boy. Get wrecked, nerd! Oh jeez. These were duels. No, move. Jeez. The quality.
You have a sliver.
Oh, you're lying. Oh, juicy. Juicy. Oh, I was so mad. I was so mad about that. That dude. I tried engaging this guy in PvP like 5 times. Full HP. Higher level than me, too. And all of a sudden, I'm just doing something, and he comes up and just one-shots me because I'm low health.
Every time I've tried to fight him,
Oh, I explain it.
he literally blinked away.
Yep, every time.
Time.
Oh, that good food. Yeah, good
Big
stuff.
fight over here. Big fight. This guy went to
Zephyr, did you only find my bad shots?
Oh, he got to me. I didn't think he would.
Yes.
I kited
that
a lot. I kited a lot in this preview.
Whoa. People fighting from everywhere. Holy moly, it's a lot of arrows.
That was.
They're here.
Oh no, I need Carapace credit. I need No! Oh my god, I'm not gonna get credit. Might have been on muscle relaxers that night. Listen to my monotone voice. No.
I don't think I got credit for killing that.
I said that a lot. That sentence came out of my mouth about 50 times.
Yeah, dude.
I did not get
Yeah,
credit for that. I did not
the
get
amount
credit
of
for
times
that.
where you're like, I didn't get credit for that.
Yeah.
I didn't get credit for that.
Were you
Did I
Yeah,
get
really?
that's so
credit for that?
frustrating trying to get credit for those corrupted zones when these level 60s would jump in and kill the things so fast.
There were 2 that were really hard to get credit for. That one and the what's it called?
The Tendril and the Carapace are the 2.
Yeah, this one was really easy if you knew. If
Yeah, I
you just
almost
waited to
maxed
the
my
side.
musket because I would just have to tag stuff.
If you just waited to the side and the door opened, monolith. Thank you, A's. Monoliths are really hard
Was
to
it
get.
me and you, Jafar, that would just hide on the side of the door and
Yeah,
like, bust
and
the
run
door
in.
when we run in?
Yep.
Oh, dude.
I had it perfect.
Yes.
There were several dance parties, never fall.
This is what I came to play. This is literally it.
Apparently, we lost the footage of
Oh,
the
drop
human
it. He's all about to
centipede
drop.
that I was a part of.
It's probably a good
Make
thing.
it rain, dog. Yeah.
I love how it rained only on the top of that, nowhere else.
Wow, it's only on top of the.
And
only
I
on top of
literally
the
stated in the
thing.
video. I just repeat myself. This was
This
the
is how
final
you-
moments.
This is how you send it off right here, boys and girls.
This was the final moments on the Haven
This is how you
server.
send it off.
This was my-
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Up there it is.
and
That's
then it
it.
froze.
It's done. It froze. They shut them down.
So sad.
Goodbye, New World.
And my
I wish I
lights.
was there for that moment.
Did my lights just
I'll be
turn off
honest.
at that exact moment?
And everyone else that I met
They
along the
did.
way. Met some cool people during this.
Yeah.
What just,
Met some cool
how does
people
your
in the
lights
alpha,
just
but
turn
met
off
some cool
randomly?
people during the preview.
What was that green flash? What's the green flash? So something's been going on with our wiring lately, and the fuse keeps popping that my lights are hooked up to. But
At least it
nothing-
wasn't your desktop.
No, yeah, that's actually a different fuse. That's the fuse to my kitchen because the kitchen's on the other side of this wall. My lights
Ah.
are hooked up to an outlet to the left of me, so I'm in a corner, and there's a wall to my left and a wall behind me, and my lights are in the wall to the left, and my computer's in the wall behind the computer. I'll be right back. Oh boy, I just unplugged my headset. You guys, let's cover the first question while I'm
Okay.
dealing with this.
While he's fixing the fuse.
What was what were your best and worst moments during this preview? Ready,
Okay.
set, go. I'll be right back.
Go. You got it first.
Okay. Best moments, playing with friends, fresh MMO, fresh questing, new system to learn. It was exciting to learn a new system, and I think that the system is incredibly easy to learn. There's not too much confusion about it. Even with crafting, I think crafting is the most complex thing in any game, and I think the crafting in New World makes a lot of sense. I think
Yep.
stat priority makes a lot of sense. So learning that system was actually a lot of fun.
Yep.
Worst, just general best and worst. Worst is was the exploit, not because I didn't use it, but because wars weren't able to be won because there's a
Yep.
and it's probably like my biggest complaint with the game right now is the fact that you can be level 49 and a level 50 can wreck you no matter what. Doesn't matter how good you are. Like when you create those power spikes, it really hurts the game. Or I
Mhm.
wouldn't say hurts the game, but it creates this new meta, and it really discourages people leveling to enjoy any sort of end game content like wars or just open world PvP. You just can't compete. And it's funny because, excuse me, a level 35 can take on a level 49. The gear variance there isn't too much.
Yep.
But as soon as you hit that tier 5 with level 50, it's just a different game. So that's
Yep.
probably the worst moment for me really was understanding the fact that I will not win against this guy unless I pull out like a miracle, unless I can perform the perfect hit stun with the axe, I can't beat this guy. So
Yep.
I think that's the only thing is like the worst thing for me was the fact that the power spikes exist from at level 35 and level 50.
Yep. I I'm with you. I think the struggle is that there was exploits.
Yeah.
And if it would have been regular questing and we're able to see someone who's a level 50 and just be like, wow, they've put in the work. Like I would
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I would be less frustrated by that power spike. But
That's
because there
true.
was specific exploits that
Mhm.
again I was part of it too because I wanted to see the in-game content as
People
quick as I
wanted to
could.
keep
Yeah.
up.
And then just to, yeah, like you said, to keep up in it. And so if you're not that in a war, it takes like a really organized group to defeat someone in war who has lower levels. And there's ways and strategies to do it. But yeah, my best and worst, so to jump in here is, man, I just loved playing a new MMORPG, and I just
Hmm.
loved the discovery of a new game that things would come out, or I'd go to this new area, or I'd see this new thing, and I was just wowed and tried to figure out, okay, how do I defeat this? What is the fastest way to level as we're like going through that whole process and figuring those things out. I loved all that. I got to play in my first war, and we were on defense, and we destroyed them. So that was one of my best moments for the
I
squad I was
think
with.
side note, I think defense is much easier than attacking. I think it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
I agree.
so much
We
easier.
and but it was just so much fun with like this group calling out, okay, they're here, and then all of a sudden you hear, "Poo, poo, poo," and like everyone is teleported with the live staff to that area. We jump all those people there. There was one guy in particular that had grinded to level 50, and it took a group. We were all like 35 or something at this point, or maybe close to 40. Took a group of us, and we would take him out every single time and chase him down and kill him. And then I end up seeing him out in the game in open world with PvP on, and we end up killing him over and over again there too.
No,
And it was the same guy every time he showed up. We were like, "Get him! There he is again!"
there he is.
So
There
I
was a
wonder.
guy named Arthur Shelby on the server who would always run after me. I don't know who he was. I wasn't even streaming much during New World, but he came after me all the time. He was keeping up with my levels. He was after me, and I'd kill him every time. It's not like he would wreck me or anything. It's not like he was flaming or anything like that.
Yeah,
Like he would die to me every time,
Austin
but
was
he'd
flaming.
always find me.
yeah.
He was hunting you
There was
down, bro.
there was a guy named Wind that we always end up encountering and took him out. And he was even in that level grind area with PvP on. And everyone in that area was like, we're here for the additional experience. We're not really PvPing.
Right.
So we're staying to the side. But I was. And I'd wait till Wind got low health. And I'd
Oh
just
my
turn over and
gosh.
shoot a fireball at him and then just come back to fighting.
Wow.
It
Toxic.
it was so toxic, but we like my group of friends. We could not stop laughing because they would appear and they'd be like, "Oh, he just killed Wind again," and we just it was hysterical. And then we ended up doing like a little PvP fight every now and then in that area, and that was a lot of fun. One of my worst moments is whenever I was queued up for the invasion and it
Mm.
didn't work.
It
It
bugged.
failed, it bugged out, and then it moved to a different location.
What?
And I was like, man, like, it wasn't in the same location. Like it was like it then like the area that we were in then went into conflict and then into war. So the area that I was queued up for to go to invasion, the invasion didn't end up happening. and I was just like, that was the worst moment. But again, I know that's a bug that can easily be fixed and all that. But I was so excited to actually be in the invasion and see how that was played out. Was seeing videos and stories of
So
it, and it
did you get
just
to do an
looked like a
invasion?
blast.
Or
I
you
did
never
not.
got
I
to?
did not.
Dang.
Never got to.
Did the invasion work for anybody in the alpha? Or in
You
the
mean-
preview?
I assume
Mhm.
so. I mean, you had to be level 50
Yep.
to do it, and I didn't hit level 50 again, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw. I'll have to find a clip and I'll send it to you guys. But I saw some images and stuff from it.
It's
where,
hard. You have to be in tier 5 gear.
yeah, there was eventually a like massive floating corrupted head that appeared at some point, and
Yeah, there's a
everyone was
video
like,
of that.
"What?"
There's a video
Yeah.
of it. The skull with the laser eyes. Still
Yes,
haven't seen that in
yes.
action.
Yeah. So that was my worst moment, is when I was super excited for the invasion, grinded to level 50 to make sure I was a bit like I hit 50 like maybe an hour before it started. It was like, I'm ready, I'm good to go, and then it bugged.
Wow, shadeless is throwing shade.
Whoa.
It's not so shadeless. Look at him. He's like, quit slacking. Give us content.
We are the content, Bubba.
Abuse tower, GG easy 50. True. A lot of people did it. I didn't go to the tower. I knew where it was. I've been over there questing when I was. I've quested over there before. I've never gone to the tower though, because you need a legit group to do it. In Morningdale, it's a high level. What's it called? Elite area. It's basically a dungeon, isn't it? Since there's bosses
Yep.
at the top and stuff.
You get like 800, 900 experience
Per kill?
per kill there.
Wow, that's
Crazy.
stupid. No wonder it's broken.
It's broken.
Pap, you already talked about yours, right?
Yeah, so just to sum it up for you, best thing was learning a new system,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked so well. It was so easy to understand, but it was so expansive.
Mhm.
Worst was, I think, just the exploits and the power spikes at level 35 and 50.
Yeah,
Being
the
in
tier
war
4.
and open world. Yeah, so like that was upsetting for me. I'll be
Tier
honest.
4 was huge over tier 3. Tier 1, 2, and 3, meh. Tier 4, noticeable. Tier 5, like if you were level 49 and you were facing a level 50 in PvP,
It's exactly what
big
we talked about.
difference.
Yep.
Yep.
So
don't
that
get me
was the
wrong,
worst thing
there
for
were
me.
times where I had beaten people in tier 5. You truly are skilled enough, but the thing is, most people above tier that were in tier 5 were relatively skilled players.
Exactly.
They were the sweats.
They
so
weren't
like,
dummies.
Yeah, no, they were skilled players. I'm gonna start with my worst moment. That was, unfortunately, the trolls that were body blocking and ruining duels. The last 3 days of the preview, all I did was go to the north of Everfall and duel people. A lot of people dueled. You saw the clips in my video of us partying. That's kind of where a lot of people met up to just do PvP in groups or even 1v1s. A lot of 1v1s. And people were relatively respectful. The moment you down somebody, you pick them back up. Like, everyone was really great. So, but there were some people that weren't. And it was really frustrating to a lot of us who were trying to duel. And there was one particular person, I'm blanking on his name right now, Lil Chihuahua. If you're out there, Lil Chihuahua,
Lil
you, sir,
Chihuahua.
that was their name. They were not flagged, so no one could do anything about it. And they kept smoke bombing with a bow duels. And then he started body blocking duels. So we just get in the middle of people dueling. And I was just like, so many of us were like, so we keep moving further and further away, and he would just follow us. At one point, we all body blocked him into a circle. Like, we were all so tired of it that like 7 of us created a circle around him, and he couldn't leave. Even though if you put your weapon away, you can phase through people. So I don't think he figured that out for a while. Because he kept trying. Because he couldn't get out. But I think he was winning anyways because we weren't dueling. We were busy messing with him. So that was probably some of my worst moments. Because it was really annoying. Like, he kept ruining duels. And so many people were getting upset. Another rough moment. I'm trying to think. There were some moments. I was questing in Weaver's Fen, and I kept getting ganked by the same 5 group of purples. It was horrible. Like in the exact same spot. I had to redo this PvP quest like 7 times. Because they kept ganking me. I was doing it alone, which I understand isn't the wisest thing. But no one was out in Weaver's Fen that night. It was like late at night or something, and I was getting upset visually on stream. Like, you could tell I was getting angry. I was there for a long time, and I was really upset about it. So that was a rough moment.
I had a PvP quest where we were beating the other players that were in that area, but they had set a tent up right next to that spot, and they just kept respawning and just coming back in and attacking us until they
Oof.
eventually killed us over. And I was like, "There's got to be a way to destroy a tent if they have PvP on."
Oh yeah,
Because
people
this
have
is
talked
just
about that. People have
endless.
talked about there's got to be a way to destroy the tent so that it
That
doesn't
was
go down that way.
It
I
was
agree.
so frustrating because we destroyed them probably 4 out of the 5 times, and one of the last times they finally killed us, we had to redo that quest that we were almost finished with.
Were you there for that, Dustin? Were you there for little Chihuahua on Haven server? Oh, did he make us angry? It happened the very last night. There were other people that were just messing with us. There was a guy. His name was Bob MF Marley. He was messing with us, body blocking people. There were a couple
Those
of trolls.
people that got it, those people that were body blocking.
Oh, you were
like-
Von Hellscream. I saw you so many times. Yeah, no, I saw you several times, Dustin. Every time I saw your name, I literally would be like, man, I love that guy's name. Probably on stream. There were multiple times of me mentioning your name because I love it. Good movie,
Yeah.
by the way.
When it comes to the body blocking, people, if you reported someone from that and AGS saw that they were doing it,
Yeah.
they got 72-hour bans like within 20 minutes.
Really? See, so
Yeah.
how quickly did Bryce get banned? How quickly? Because he was the first person I saw body blocking actively. People on the Haven server probably got used to a gentleman by the name of just Bryce. He wouldn't wear clothes, and he would stand in choke spots that a lot of people
Yeah,
on
and Everfall,
stairs.
there's the stairs.
Yeah. No, I think it's
Yep.
Windsward. I don't think it's Everfall. I think it's Windsward.
Oh, it's a win.
Yeah.
No, it's back of Everfall.
Is it?
Yep.
I don't think there's a staircase to Everfall. I'm pretty sure that's Windsward.
Oh well, whichever one.
It's Windsward. There's no staircase into Everfall. There's no
So-
fence.
Yeah, so they would ban them pretty darn quick.
Who told
Because
you
I would
that?
come back. Someone complained about it like 3 or 4 days.
Getting
into the
banned?
game. Yeah.
Nah, sucker. They
They're
deserve
like,
it.
they were like talking in the Covenant chat, and they were
Mhm.
like, "Oh man, I'm so behind. I got banned for 3 days." And so I was like, "What'd you get banned for?" And they're like, "I was body blocking."
You deserve it.
And so I was like, "Oh, how fast did they get you?" And he's like, "I did it for 20 minutes, and they got me, dude. Like they got me real quick."
That's awesome. Corgi, some people in the chat are agreeing. Should being flagged should allow you to destroy other players' camps if they are also flagged. I agree. Like if the person's a flagged camp, I agree. That's a really
Yeah,
good point.
flagged camps for sure. Yeah.
And so does Dustin TV, but you should have to craft a torch or something. Oh, that's a good idea. Like make it so
Yeah,
you
like
don't just hit it. You have to burn it. You both of these people agree with the torch idea.
So
Disposable
Jafar,
torches.
what surprised you the most?
Oh, really quickly, I want to talk about my greatest moments.
Oh, I forgot you had your greatest.
I was talking about my
You-
crappy moments.
You love so much about this game, I forget that
I do
your
really
worst
like
moments
this
are your
game.
best moments.
Yeah, a little bit. My best moments, I'll be honest, and I was being teased. I think it was Austin who kept teasing me about this. Was the human centipede moment we had? I want to say
I
in
don't-
Windsward.
Why? Do you know what that? Do you know
It's
what?
a movie.
know if
I've
you know-
never
Yeah.
seen the movie. I refuse to watch the movie. It's
Yeah, yeah.
just what
Okay,
they call
yeah.
it. It's people crawling around and following each other by crawling. That's all it is.
Yeah, you probably don't want to reference it. I'll be honest.
That's what
It's
people
like-
called it, though. Like that's what it is. It's a bunch of people crawling in a
Think
line.
human
Like I said.
caterpillar.
Human
Yeah, or like a
caterpillar,
s-
fine.
or a
human
snake.
Human,
Human snake.
It was
Human
something.
centipede
I did
has
that.
Has a bad connotation too.
That was
Yes.
that happened on my server a few times. I've seen some big ones on Twitter. Some people reference some big ones on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw one that was huge on Twitter. It was
I think
really
it was
funny.
Smash. Maybe it wasn't Smashly. It was someone posted one that went all the way around a fountain in the middle of town. So that was interesting. PvPing with Soul Saint was a high point for me. Anytime I PvP with Soul Saint,
Yeah, I did that with John every once in a while and
He-
JJ. That was a lot of fun.
yeah, he get wrecked, nerd. I can't tell you how many times he said that to somebody. That dude with a sword and shield was no joke. Like, wow, I was impressed. Like, I get it. That's kind of his jam, his sword and shield. Dude was no joke in PvP when we fought anybody. The dude just did not care how much health he had. He was like beelining right up to people and just throwing them on the ground. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun. Seeing the PvP actually play out the way I didn't think it would, because the PvP quests aren't PvP quests. They're PvE quests that are designed to get people who are both PvP flagged in the same area. which I get it. It's basically create conflict by putting people that hate each other in the same spot. But the goals and objectives should then revolve around that, not just, go load these chests or go stand in this area for 100 seconds and hopefully you see people to fight. There should be actual goals that involve the fighting of these said
Yeah, you
quests.
should also get rewards. If you kill people while you're doing it. There should be more visibility of people on those quests. Like, say that they have to guard an area, a flare should shoot up in the air, so you're like, oh man. So even if you kill someone on a PvP quest while you're
there should
on
be really
one,
good rewards.
you should be getting a lot of experience, a lot of rewards. You should be doing a significant amount of disparagement to the other player. I think because you can flag for PvP and it's not PvP servers, PvE servers.
Yeah, which we
There
want.
needs
Everyone
to
wants
be
it. Everyone wants
high
it.
reward, high, risk. There's got to be that, or I feel like they'll have to go to the way of PvP and PvE servers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And
wanna-
also, don't have deliveries as a PvP quest.
No,
Don't give them that.
If they're going to, they need to make it like a caravan, kind of like what they're actually going to do in Ashes of Creation. I want there to be like you have to basically escort a delivery. Does that make create something that when you start it, someone's leaving, or maybe there's escort quests that occur every week on a timed schedule, and you have to then follow this cart of maybe a caravan of what you call it, horse-drawn carriages from point A to point B, and essentially, if they can leave, you can only get them from like a faction, a zone that's controlled by your faction, and it goes to another one, and then anyone that's not of that faction's goal is they can actually have quests to go get those from the same zone, since we all hang out in the same zones anyways. So I think that would be a blast, dude, having to defend a caravan. Oh, so that's an objective that is about the PvP.
If you're an enemy faction, you can destroy the caravan, and that's how you stop it. So it has health.
Yeah.
That way, like, if you die, you don't just lose that PvP quest. You can actually try to get back over there to it, but make it more of a faction sort of thing rather than just like I'm the only guy with this one quest.
Yeah, agreed. That's what I'm saying. They could be timed, or you could maybe people could activate an escort, and then all of a sudden that quest becomes available in that town. Like maybe there's like town projects happen. Maybe you can have a quest that you need so much of this many weapons, maybe because we're sending a caravan of weapons from Windsward to Everfall. We need 20 tier 4 swords, 20 tier 4 bows, and 20 tier 4, and then the crafters get involved, and when that board quest gets done, it'll initiate that, and anyone in the area quickly enough, maybe 5 minutes after that becomes available, the caravan will leave, right? They already have scheduled war times. Maybe they could do caravan times that are 10 to 15 minutes after a caravan quest is completed. And then you have to guard that caravan to another zone, and anyone can pick up that quest in the next 15 minutes, right? And then you get a bunch of people ready to follow this caravan. Wow. If you're watching AGS, we're giving you gold right now.
This is just pure gold.
I'm
Make it happen.
I want to read the chat a bit because I'm agreeing a lot with Dustin. They did do a good job. He said they did a good job with the patrols because 90% of the patrols I engaged in PvP, so the routes worked. I agree. The only PvP quest that I thought made sense was patrolling, but I feel like there should be like more to just patrolling, almost like a capture point, right? Or capture points. You're not just there walking around. Give us an objective of being there, than just being there. Give us parts we have to hit.
Like, the factions are basically with those quests. Like, there's a timer. Like, okay, you can go into this PvP quest now. At that moment, it would be cool to see some of the elements of war, like the point captures on those things. So like people are fighting for it, and if you get it, you win the quest. If you don't, you lost the quest.
Yeah. That sounds a lot like what AOC is doing. And Ethereal, you're right. I agree, but there's ways they could probably. I mean, I don't know exactly how AOC's doing it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they're doing it. I wanted that before I even saw AOC was doing it. Like, I was like, what? Why don't we make delivery quests be? And then I found AOC was doing it. I was like, oh, yay, AOC.
I think delivery quests were a good idea in theory.
Yeah, they just running
but
around with a quest. Yeah.
Because it was the idea that you would have to explore the game.
Yeah.
You know, they're
It made
incentivized
you
to
run.
explore the game. Yeah. So it just
and run with threat, like, but with risk, like, because you can
with
be
risk,
attacked.
Yeah. But
like,
it's
most
really
of the people were
easy to
flagged
get away
anyways.
from ads. It's
Yes.
really easy to get away from ads.
It's really easy to get away from players. They need to nerf
Even without the
light
light staff, it's
Mm-hmm.
easy to escape.
There's very little CC when it comes to speed reduction. The only one I
Except-
know
yeah.
for range, there's a few with melee. There's one with the sword and shield. There's one with the hammer. But with, like, the bow and traps, I guess. But traps are difficult because...
The musket, you can shoot a foot.
Yeah, well, with bows and muskets, there's skills you can use to shoot people in the legs that reduces their speed. And I never spec'd into it because I'm a moron.
But it's the problem with it is that it takes too long. You fire the shot, and you can't switch weapons until you reload the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have your buddies there, like, okay, I shot him in the foot.
Musket
You
needs
guys
love.
do everything else.
Yeah, you guys do I did my job.
I slowed him down
Dodge with speed.
20%.
Dustin, the last day I literally spent about a half hour being chased around a turnum. I was started in Everfall, ran all the way up to... I didn't know where I was running. I was just running. I have the I have speed dodge, Dustin. I ran all the way to Brightwood and then all the way to Weaver's Fen.
Well, you don't
and
have any more.
literally didn't want them to kill me because they kept up with me the entire time. But they could never kill me. I literally suicided into the wall, the barrier. I ran out of it so they couldn't get the pleasure of killing me.
Okay.
But yes, the bow speed is awesome.
So we got
Alright.
a few more questions.
Yes, we do.
So Jafar,
Mm-hmm.
I think we can combine two of these questions.
Okay.
What surprised you the most?
Mhm.
Like, and what did you like the most about it? And what might have been like a surprise that you liked the least? Like when you first popped in, first impressions.
What
best and
surprised me
worst
the
thing.
most? I don't know if I'm ready for that answer. I bet Austin is. Austin, what surprised you the most? What was the biggest surprise you
question.
experienced?
Man, surprised me in a way that I liked it, and surprised me in a way that I didn't like it.
Either
right? Like,
or.
those are the
I
two
just
questions.
it's you can do surprise of either or. Honestly, one of the other.
Well, I only got to play the density test before this, and so I was just excited to quickly grind the game and get a glimpse at some of the end game. So I had never seen any of Shattered Mountain before going into this, and jumping into that and actually being able to didn't get to compete in one, but you're able to watch and witness a Spriggans battle.
You
like,
can?
I was like,
You can watch
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Merc Guard, the key bit.
Yep.
Really?
you can sit. Actually, I found a way to climb up and around the arena
Oh,
to get
yeah.
a better angle of it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
there's
so
people.
yeah, you can stand there. You can stand there and watch the battle going on in the arena. You can't go into the arena. It
Mhm.
spawns you back at the entrance.
AGS, we need
But,
coliseums. Just saying.
Yes, that's a whole- that's a
Gurabashi
whole-
Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think the thing that surprised me the most was just how much content was there in Shattered Mountain and how epic it was just to see it,
Mm-hmm.
and then actually seeing a Spriggans battle was really interesting. It just
That's
made me
actually a
want to-
corrupted Spriggan. That's a corrupted
Yeah.
Spriggan at the top of the mountain.
Yeah. So getting to watch it, I mean, they all died and lost, and so I was like laughing about it afterward when they
Wow.
spawned back. But yeah, it just really surprised me. I really liked it.
That's cool. I think my biggest surprise was actually how much PvP went down. As someone who was in the alpha, with obviously the alpha was way scaled down when it comes to amount of players, which was, the most exciting part was seeing the servers filled. The density was awesome. There were people everywhere. You were always seeing people doing things, grouping up with random strangers, doing quests. It was fun. The proximity chat was actually more often positive than negative. There was a lot of good interactions. I met people. It was fun. But the amount of PvP that broke out in the world, depending on where you were, obviously the further you got away from the beginning areas, it kind of tapered off. But there were some places, man. Everfall and Windsward, constant 5v5v5. Like, there was just constant people fighting everywhere you went, dude. In that beginning, first, like, 4 or 5 days, there was just constant fights breaking out. I think another surprise, and it was a bad surprise, was how many people actually leveled via delivering. Like, I knew deliveries were good, didn't realize it would become what it became.
Yeah.
I did it just to keep up with, like, a few people I was questing with initially. That first night, a couple people went and did it and got 5 levels ahead of me. Or, no, 10 levels
Yeah.
ahead of me. So the next day, they were questing in Weaver's Fen, which is my favorite zone right now in the game, is Weaver's Fen. It's really creepy. It's
Really?
got good questing. Yeah, I enjoy the quest there.
Okay.
I also like, I'm really good at farming oil, so I don't know. I like Weaver's Fen. I haven't been to Eden Grove, and I hear Eden Grove is gorgeous, so who knows. I still haven't been to Eden Grove.
Eden Grove was beautiful.
I still haven't been there. It's a jungle.
Oh
and
gosh,
it's,
I just
Go ahead.
went and explored that whole area.
I
There were some areas I didn't actually like fully on explore. If there was anything I could go back and change, I would have spent more time in Eden Grove.
I'm still trying to save
But-
some for launch. I've been trying to
Yeah.
save stuff for launch. I mean, if I get the next alpha, I don't really know how I'll be able to save stuff for launch because I don't know how long the alpha
that
will go
blight,
for.
that blight shot
Dude.
damage is no joke. though.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that
always
is,
wonder
like-
what the blight protection or the blight resistance things were for. I'm like, what's blight? What's blight?
And
And
so-
I know
so-
now. I
So,
watched it on
corrupted
Commander
does
Ace.
a chunk of health, and then blight is just over time, and you can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's just once it's on you.
You have to
You gotta
get a potion, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was rough.
Yeah, there's some. I need to check out Eden Grove at some point when obviously when time comes.
I think my most surprising moment, like in a good way, was how exciting and healthy the game felt at the beginning.
Mm,
Hmm.
You know,
you mean like
Yep.
the
I-
servers, then when you weren't lagging
Yeah.
and stuff?
like how people were asking, like the chat was healthy, people were asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as the game progressed, people got a little more salty and things like that. But they're like, how do I do this? Someone would answer. How do I do this? Someone would answer. You know, you're seeing people's levels go up. You know, it just felt like such an awesome community.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really, really excited about the fact that it felt like how I was playing like WoW Classic. Literally, it's funny. The day New World came out, the preview was the same day
Yep.
1 year ago that World of Warcraft Classic came out.
Yep.
So it was fun to like level with some of my buddies, like you and
It was the same grind, man.
yeah, it was the same grind, and it just felt like a new world. Like, and that's the whole part of the game. It really was. It just felt so good. Like I was just exploring. I was having fun.
It was exciting.
It was just so exciting.
It was great.
And I'd even played the alpha.
Yeah.
But the fact that I was social with it,
Mhm.
I didn't realize how much fun I was having with it. A negative surprise would probably have to be that I think some of the enemies move very similarly. Like once you know how to fight 3 different enemies, like the PvE enemies, you kind of know how to fight all of them.
Yeah, and that's another thing they promised,
Yeah.
AI diversity. And I agree. The thing is, even from early alpha when I first started playing, I mean not early alpha, but when we first joined the alpha in April compared to the end, there was difference. The AI got smarter, and they're doing it more. And there are certain mobs that are, they were already doing that. And I agree, there needs to be diversity. Like I feel like every pirate named boss in the game was the same electrified dude with an anchor. It's the
Yeah.
same exact mechanics that were cool, but it was the same one. Dude,
Yeah, the cats. You know, there's just different
bobcats
kinds of
I
cats.
hated the cats. They're still awful. They can
Yeah.
jump 50 meters, man.
And yeah, some of the things didn't quite make sense with their hitboxes.
Yeah.
You know, but
Bears-
yeah, I would say I would be the most.
Hitboxes.
What was that?
The bears' hitboxes are broken.
Yeah.
Broken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like have to hit it either like right on its head. It was just weird. I fought some bears solo, and it was like my hits weren't connecting. And I was like, it's a massive bear. Like I'm swinging on its side, and it
Yeah,
wasn't hurting.
I would say along with that, in the sense of combat, I was surprised to see metas already forming with the weapons.
You were?
Um,
I mean, those are people who've been playing the alpha that had the metas.
well, I'm saying like I'm surprised that they allowed those metas to carry through. Um,
The light staff.
the light staff, the perma stun on the axe. Then people started learning like, okay, well, a little bit of a counter for that would be like sword and shield, and then sword and shield was unstoppable.
Stun,
So-
walk behind the person, hard shot to the back, spam.
Yeah.
Ugh!
So it's just
Yep.
like it was.
I know how to juke out of that every time.
I would say I'd be most surprised at the lack of. Sometimes I could always get away, but as soon as they touched me, I was screwed. You know. So that's what we did in PvP. Like if you remember, we would be like, "Oh, JJ, Soul Saint, just someone touch him once. Someone touch him once,
Yep.
then he's done." You know. So I would say I was probably most surprised at some of the negatives of combat, even though it was super fun. It was so fun to combat. But I would say they really need to work on some of those negatives because I can see I would still play the game with how it is right now. I really would. With more content, I would grind it absolutely. But some people would leave because of that.
Yep. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
That's I didn't even know this. Someone in chat said so. I saw a lot of the shield bash where they'd walk behind you and then they'd hard hit you in the back with the sword. Someone said you would shield bash and then pull out your bow and spread shot you in the face
Oh.
at close range, and basically one shot because you can basically aim. You have enough time to aim it perfectly at their head and spread shot them. I
It's
never
like the
thought of that one.
Hanzo meta in Overwatch.
There were
Yep.
some interesting things that you're like, well, that's lame. Yeah. Like people left spamming hatchet, that got old really fast. Really fast.
My finger got tired of left spamming hatchet.
Yeah.
think I did
I
all
went
the
because
stuff.
of that. I respect to range hatchet. I was like, I don't like this. I respect to range hatchet, and I'm glad because I enjoy it.
It was just too good with the lifesteal, you know.
Yep.
If you were in a
The
zone
best-
that wasn't good, like that was too high level for you, just spam hatchet and you get your health back.
Yeah, that was
the
I used
best
that.
healing option in the game was the hatchet.
The hatchet.
And
It's just literally true.
Should
It's literally true. Oh my gosh! And the life steal ring. Yep, that's true. And the life staff, guys, AGS, if you're listening, please, literally, the first level of life staff should be the max level distance of life staff. I strongly feel that way. Like it's fine. It doesn't need to go any further than that.
I would
It
be
does-
fine if they got rid of the dash at all.
I think everyone would be fine if they got dash, but I understand there being a dash in the game. I mean, saw a lot of life staffers used to make fools out of melee archers. I don't know. It was
So-
frustrating because literally everyone ran around with a staff, and it was not fun. It was
Yeah,
not
it's
fun.
just you had 2 weapons and a staff. That's
Yeah.
always what
And
you
I
had.
didn't want to have a
Yep.
staff, but it was literally required
No,
of me
yeah.
at that point. That was the only weapon I felt required to use.
Yeah. So what do you think was missing, Jafar?
That was actually my last question.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me?
how did
What
you know
about
that?
Austin?
Well, he answered first last time.
That's true, he did. What was missing from this preview? Well, I know there was certain land masses that were missing. They were
Oh
hidden.
my God,
They were
here
hidden.
it goes.
What?
Say it, Jafar. Go
What?
ahead, just spread it.
No, not that. The actual pieces of zones that were in the alpha that they hid. There were zones
Oh,
that were
yeah, yeah.
hidden. So those were missing. I was sort of surprised, even though they did it before. I was sort of surprised by it, even though I knew it was a possibility. So that was a bit of a surprise. I was surprised. We're talking about missing. What was missing? You know what was missing? Trading. Like, come on.
Oh, for sure.
Like, come
dude.
on. AGS, like, I
For
get it.
sure.
But were you actually... Everyone's like, man, this game is launchable today. You telling me you were willing to launch a game that didn't have trading?
You had to go
Or
to
a
little
mailbox? You had to go find... You had to, like, every trade had to be, like, a drug deal. Like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Let's... Not even
Okay.
kidding. How many times I said to someone, let's find a dark corner? I felt like I should have been arrested at some point for how many
Okay,
dark corners I
but
pursued.
that was great. I actually enjoyed trying to find a spot, a secret hidden spot. Okay, I'm in the spot.
There'd
Like,
be some weird
you know
moments.
you know our spot in this town. Okay, yeah. I'm laying there, like, where are you? And I pop out of like
A bush?
over in that area. And like, there you are, and like make the trade deal. I thought it was hilarious.
You had to be so careful that people wouldn't take your stuff. Hey, let's go behind the church. All right, man, you got the herbs. I got the gold, fam. Exactly. It was weird. And what's funny is you can just give people gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like there was
anywhere.
a give
You
gold
didn't.
option anywhere in the game. I'm like, and there's no trade, no mail. Those were missing. And dueling. That's about it. I'm really bummed that they weren't in the preview.
With the give gold feature, one of my friends found out that you can put a negative in front of it, and he really thought he was going to be able to take gold from people.
Wow.
So he first tested it on me. He goes, "How much gold do you have?" I told him the exact amount. He was like, "Do you have 0 gold now?" Like, no, it didn't work. Dang it.
What about,
But
how
that
about
would
you?
have been so broken
That'd
if that was in the
yeah.
game.
A house made safe trading. That's true. Never thought of that. That's a good point. You know what I liked? What I noticed they did have. I wanted to ask the question: what were you surprised that they had in the game? Like, what was there? I'm surprised they didn't have it in the alpha, but when you went into a house, you could see people in the house and talk to them. I was looking at houses and someone went into the house and they were there. I was like, "Can you hear me? Can you see me?" And I talked to somebody. And before, if you entered a house, you could only see the people outside the house. You became invisible to them, and they couldn't hear you anymore. So, like, you basically would enter an instance. Now, it's just like a blocked-off area that, like, you can still interact with people. It was kind of cool. I entered the house with him. I was like, this is neat. I like this better. So that was a surprise for me, seeing that I could interact with people inside a house. I was actually kind of excited about that. Safe. That's why you bossed your house. Safe trading. I mean, I guess it makes sense. How about you, Pap? What do you think was missing from the game?
I would just say more story.
Mm-hmm. Which they are going to be working on. They already hired a story person. I forget the title of the job.
So like open world, like when I think of games that are like open world, like RPGs, I think New World is exactly what we wanted from Elder Scrolls when we played Skyrim. You know, when we all playing Skyrim, like how cool would it be if the whole game?
Skyrim. Sorry.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know.
Well, for those of us who are cultured, educated, and very blessed,
I guess I'm not cultured or educated. Or very blessed.
I guess you guys are in the bottom 1%. But Skyrim was a really cool game that relied on the idea that you search for the story. And I don't think in the sense of like even just talking with NPCs, you know, it wasn't a long dialogue. It was a few things here or there, but there it was. You could play the game however you wanted. Skyrim was really cool, but Elder Scrolls didn't deliver on that. I think New World has the possibility to deliver on that in the sense of story. If they can kind of build, we need something like the corruption isn't a big enough boss, you know? It's not, it doesn't, no one's telling us like, oh my gosh, it's attacking. Oh my gosh. Like there's not, like, I need some more NPC.
I need a mastermind, like leading. Who is in charge of these corrupted dudes? Who's the Lich King of this corrupted fam? All right, not to link everything to WoW.
Bad guy. I need someone.
Isabel, where's Isabella? Where is this girl? We want to come and take her out.
So I would say that is probably the biggest thing missing for me is a ultimate bad guy or someone to point the finger at or something like I can say that, you know, like these are the people that I'm fighting against. The factions are cool. The corruptions are cool, but I feel a little lost. Like, and also what's the point of the factions when like, why don't we just group together to beat the corruption? Like, where's the real story? Like,
I would like
are
some
we all
story.
trying to? So, like, I know the backstory. Like they had mentioned in like videos, like, oh, it's the idea of obtaining Azoth, and you're trying to get all these powers, and you know, but that's not really communicated in the game. You know, it's talked about in dev videos and stuff like that. But if I didn't watch that dev video, I would have no idea what the story significance of Azoth and what Eternum creates with it. So I
I want
would
the
say-
factions to have stories of why we hate each other. Like
Yeah,
why
exactly.
Yeah.
What's the story of
give
like?
us a
why is-
leader. Give us
yeah.
a like a
Yes, a
thrall and
leader.
like
Mhm.
these factions are just groups of people, but there's no there's nothing we're rallying around.
Yeah,
I
and
actually
why
think
did we
you can
get
feed
one
more to the
cutscene?
PvP if you give us more story. I think that can
Yeah.
add to the PvP.
Give me more cutscenes.
We need
you
lots
know?
of cutscenes.
Yep.
Like
Give me
as
more
someone
cutscenes.
who was
It's too
totally
beautiful.
down, I was totally down with the old version of the game. I wanted that. Don't get me wrong. That was what I was excited about New World 4. It's no longer that. So what I'm asking for is, well, if you're going this direction, we need this then. I'm totally cool with another game that has a bunch of story and blah blah blah. And I still want the PvP sandbox. You know, I'm still looking for that PvP sandbox game. But if we're not going to go in that route as much, well, then there's some certain things that we would really like. And I think a rich story would be useful for all of us. Give us leaders in our factions. You know what I think they missed out on? Countries. I think
In what way?
I think AGS missed a huge opportunity on including actual countries into this. It takes place on Earth in the 17th century of Age of Discovery. And there's a lot of themes from nations. You got Roman, you got the Inquisition. You got these themes. You got Viking themes of time. You know, things from long ago and things of the time. But they're completely void. There's no Spanish. There's no French. There's no Italian. There's no British. There's these 3 obscure factions. But there's no like where are these factions from? Where are we from? Where did we come from? We're like we don't know if we're from England. We don't know if we're from Europe. We don't know if we're from Asia. We don't know where we're from. It's just kind of all obscure, and I feel like that's a big missed opportunity when it comes to the fact that they put their game into a certain part of history of our planet and then made a fiction around it. I thought that was a big miss that they're completely missing history itself. You know what I mean? Like. What if we're being sent by, name this really big ruler from the time, right? Like if it's, say this King of England was, is the leader of the Syndicate and, it's a secret society that is controlled by this monarchy. You know what I mean? Like they could really do something like that. The what if the Spanish Inquisition did start the Covenant, right? And I feel like they're missing a bunch of opportunities with that. And they could put real historical names that are like, dude, I'm fighting for so-and-so. That's freaking dope. Because that some people might actually get involved with their factions at that point if you're fighting for a flag, not a name of a group of people. Does that make sense?
So I didn't know that it was based on history of Earth and set in a certain timeline. So I
It
was
is.
completely okay with it being somewhat
They
random.
Date that.
But
it's
I'm
the
more
17th century Age of Discovery Earth.
yeah. But I'm more okay with just give me a leader and give me a reason why these factions are against each other is kind of where I'm at with the
Even if it's
the whole
not,
storyline.
even if it's not revolved around countries, I'm saying I think that is an opportunity they missed. I think there needs to be a history and a lore to these factions. There needs to be
Yep.
these factions need substance, and I think that would make a great opportunity for storylines beyond Isabella. There could be storylines for why you're there. You say these factions are here for they have specific philosophies. Well, then give us specific missions. Give us a story for why. Give us faction missions. You know what I mean? There aren't missions from the faction leader for PvE, PvP. Give us real story faction missions that we might get from our faction leaders. I think it'd be dope.
Yeah.
So
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I have 3 things that I think we're missing that I would love if it was
It
in
is
the
his
launch of
turn.
the game.
It's his turn. Yes.
Yes.
That's a jump in. 3
Go
things.
for it.
First thing, more instance and dungeon content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
want
yeah.
instances. I don't, but a lot of people are asking. For it.
Well, from watching the Spriggans fight and seeing the times when I only had a few people with me for big bosses, we actually had to plan out the way that we attacked it, planned out our damage phases, planned out those sort of things. Whereas when it's just out in the open world for these bosses, the people that are going to win all these fights are the people that can get like 30 to 40 people just there, just fire staffing things or just group attacking things. And so I'd rather be able to bring me into an instance to fight some sort of special content where I have to really plan it out with my smaller group of friends. Like, okay, here's 5 people, here's 10 people. Like, what do those things look like? And I'd love to see a form of that in every zone. I think would be really interesting. That
I'm
each
sorry, I
zone has
completely
its own.
spaced out. What did you say?
I'd love to see an instance or a dungeon in every zone.
Almost
So
like
every
WoD.
zone,
Almost like the way WoD was formatted. You did a quest line that
Yeah.
led you to the quest for the dungeon.
Yeah, even if it
it'd
was
be
time locked, you know, even if you
Mhm.
can only do it
yes.
once a day,
Time
even if you can
locked.
do it once a week, you know.
But I would say in order to get to that dungeon, you have to do all the quests in that area. So now you're incentivizing the quests as well, and then these dungeons have the highest return on experience and uh, equipment and those sort of things for those leveled areas. And then I'd even say like, what if these dungeons increased, and if the city or the town in that area were to grow, what if you're then able to add in another difficulty for that dungeon in that area? I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I just want more dungeon and instance
Mhm.
based content. That's one. Second thing, I want some sort of PvP arena, and like there's so many different ways that you could do it. Whether or not each city has its own fighters arena that you
Ooh,
can
I want a
invest in and
Coliseum,
grow,
man.
or if there's a Soul Coliseum in the center of the map somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
or can a town eventually build a coliseum and then that attracts more people to fight in this thing? I just want some sort of PvP arena type thing. And then with that, I think that people could be in the stands. There could be some
Mm-hmm.
integration with the Twitch viewers that fills the stands. Just some sort of combination between the Amazon Game Studios. Amazon also owns Twitch. More integration there between Twitch and the game. And then the third thing that I want that I thought was missing was the weapons that they keep teasing us with
Come
over and
on,
over again.
man. Give us the
Talking about the
spears.
pistol, the spears, the pistol, the rapier, the two-handed battle axe. Like,
Ugh.
give us these weapons.
Yeah.
Give
And
me
I
the
know,
spear.
Give.
yes,
I want the spear really
exactly.
badly.
I want to throw it.
Exactly.
I want to. They teased it in the stinking developer like videos.
Long
And
swords.
the fact that it's not in, dude, it
Mm-hmm.
big
And
mad.
they've shown us that for a long time. Like we've seen
Yeah, the
those
spear was one of the
weapons
first
like
weapon that we saw.
10 months ago when they first
Yeah.
showed us combat. We're like, oh snap, that guy's got a spear. That dude's
There's
got a
some
pistol.
There's some ancient elites that have the spear, and every time I fought one, I was like, "You're just taunting
Oh,
me
the
with
boss, the little bosses. Yeah.
this." Yeah,
Agreed.
I was like,
Spear
I'm
with
just so
the
mad that.
shield, those Imperials.
Oh.
Yep.
Those guys were hard. Those
I
guys
can
were hard.
stand
So,
spear shield.
I saved that one for last because I knew it'd have this response as soon as
Because
everyone's
everyone
like, "Give me
wants
the
more
thing.
weapons.
I want the
man.
weapons. Give me the weapons." Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I would
think
like to
variety
see-
in the weapons.
Yeah. I would like to see new
I'd
quote
like to see
unquote
more
classes
abilities.
develop.
I'd like to see
you
more
know,
abilities.
I want to
There's-
see more wombo combos. Like I want to take off the ability cooldown for whenever I switch weapon, and I want to see what
Hmm.
people come up with the 4 or 5 additional weapons that they've talked about.
I
So
know
you
why
have-
that's not a thing, by the way. I've
Yeah,
heard
I
why.
assume that there was some sort of broken
It's been
reason why it
tested.
had to be in the.
It's been tested.
But I would find it so interesting to see how someone did some sort of cool combo together, whether
Mhm.
that's a far distant musket shot combined with a dash into a rapier or pistol shot, and then like something that like uses the abilities more, because
Mhm.
right now it is spam left click. that is
It
that
depends
is
on
the
what you
meta.
use. The reason hatchet was used so commonly is because the cooldowns are short. Except for what's it called? Like
Berserk.
I like except for Berserk. I like hatchet the most because I actually think everyone thought the hatchet was broken. My take is the hatchet's the most balanced weapon in the game right now. I think everything else is undertuned. I think the cooldowns inherently are too long. I understand why sword and shield ones are longer than everything else because the combos you can get from sword and shield are pretty darn good because you can stun lock people. But the point is like I get that they want you to use light and heavy attacks, but they need to be weaved in and out of your abilities. And right now, it's you use all your abilities, and then you're using your light and heavy for the next 10, 15, 20 seconds. And obviously, you have to... This is combat where your choices matter, so you try to stagger your abilities. But unless you're using the hatchet, it's really hard. The hatchet, you can stagger your abilities because the cooldowns are all like 10 seconds or less when it comes to throwing. So you can really weave them in especially normal attacks, heavy attacks, ability, a heavy attack, ability, light attack, ability, light attack, heavy attack, ability. Like, you really can do that. And the combat I felt like the hatchet encompassed what they want the combat to feel like. It was the most fun weapon in the game. It still is, in my opinion. Bow can be pretty darn fun. If they shorten those cooldowns a little bit more, I think bow will be in the same place. And I think that's the biggest hurdle they have right now, is for PvP, or for combat to feel balanced and fun and engaging, is cooldowns are just too long. I don't mind if cooldowns are shared if they're a lot shorter, because then you can still do it. You can still get your weapons to weave together if the cooldowns are short. So my take on that is, right now, the only balanced and good weapon is the hatchet. It's not overpowered. Everything else is too weak, and I think that's why everyone was loving it, and everyone's calling it OP. No, I just think that's what the combat should feel like for every weapon. So take that with a grain of salt, AGS. I think you're in the right direction with the hatchet, and everything should follow suit on the way the hatchet is played or designed.
I think the hatchet it stun locks too much with the attacks currently. Like, once you can hit it,
And that can probably be fixed with staggering and such. That's just something else.
Yeah.
That's just, I think that's
That's
not...
the only thing that I think needs to be adjusted with it. Other than that, I think it's a great weapon.
I do like that they shortened certain animations. Like, they shortened the Berserker animation. They need to shorten the animation of drinking a potion, or cap how many you can have, or something. Potions are whack. They're weird the way they behave. So that's we're gonna wrap this bad boy up with a nice little bow. Guys, I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing with you guys. I mean, we didn't play with Austin that much. That man just took off, running, ditched us all for his little squad up there. Go my lights just in time.
Nice.
Oh no!
This is the time to end the stream.
It is trying to send a message, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I really look forward to the next show. I don't know when it'll be. Guys, I know that I hope they plan to continue to release information and new things as they add more content. So I guess until the next big news comes out from New World, it's been your boys, Austin LCG, DT Pap, and myself, Jafar. Guys, I really hope we see you guys soon, and I can't wait to see you guys on launch. This event really got me excited. I think it really rekindled a lot of people's excitement about this game when it was really waning because of the news of the delay. All right.
I'm curious, Jafar. Jafar, what are you going to be playing in the meantime?
I'm going right back to Classic.
I'm going right back to Classic.
Yeah, I'm going back to WoW Classic. In fact, tomorrow night I'm back to raiding. There's a raid on Monday night. It's probably gonna be.
You should play some
Blackwing
Classic
Lair.
with us, Bubba.
Yeah, dude, come play Classic. Classic and the new season of Rainbow Six Siege. I believe the next season comes out this Tuesday. Shadow Legacy. If you're playing Shadow Legacy as well.
Yeah. So are both of you guys going to be on WoW Classic then?
Oh yeah, WoW Classic and Rainbow Six for me.
A little bit of Shadowlands when it comes out.
No, not for me. I'm done with WoW retail.
I am done with WoW retail, but I'm gonna try it out.
Okay.
PvP mostly.
I'm probably going to go back to my competitive nature, because I come from more of a competitive gaming sort of thing instead of MMORPGs. So I'm probably going to hop back on some Rogue Company. I'm going to test out Spellbreak and seeing Cypher PK play some of that.
I played the alpha of that. That was a little fun.
Yeah, I played alpha as well. Man, I wish I would have known. We could have.
Bro, you need to connect with us more, Austin. Clearly, we got to get you around the fam bam.
There's a Diabolical just came out, and I think it's like Quake, that game. And then I'm kind of keeping my eye on Corepunk currently, another MMORPG in the works. And there should be a beta coming out here in Q4, so we should be seeing more information about Corepunk. So I'm just kind of keeping my eye out for something else. Right now, I'm going back into some competitive shooters and stuff for time being until something else kind of piques my interest. But by all means, as soon as New World is like green light, here's beta, here's this, I'm all in. Like, just like
I'm going hard in the paint when it's time. When it's time, guys, I will. Probably when this game finally launches, I will probably exclusively play this game for about a month. Like, I will not be playing Classic. I mean, by that time, Classic will probably be over. Honestly, I'm pretty sure Nax Ramus will be done. I will probably not play Rainbow Six for a month straight. I will just play this game. It's the future of my channel, at least the foreseeable future of my channel. I've put in enough time and commitment to give up now.
All right, Bubbas, I got pop off.
Yo, guys, thanks again so much
See
for
you guys.
coming. Everyone there's in the chat, thank you for coming. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the subs. And thank you, boys, for being here at the beginning of this preview and the end. It was a lot of fun. I love you both, and I can't wait to actually hit the shores of a tournament with you next year.